One of my favorite guys, Enes Kanter, Portland Trailblazer, pending free agent. You are so fascinating because you played with Durant, you played in New York, then you went to a small market in Portland, and it was a perfect fit. So let's start about that. They get Nurkic back, meaning you could make an argument they don't want to double pay for the same skill set. Right. Does it concern you that this team that adopted you within an hour, that you were family day one, they may not be able to afford you?
I mean, like you said, from the day one, they opened their arm, give me a warm welcome. Well, my first 15 games with him, Nurk was playing, and I was coming from the bench. It was an amazing fit. You know, I don't have any problem with coming off the bench because all I care about is just go out there and winning. So I mean, it's the decision they need to make that if they can, afford me or not. But I mean, everybody, the whole world knows that how much I love playing in Portland and how much I love the city.
What was really nice this year is that Damian Lillard finally was a national story.
Yes.
He's been great in Portland. This year he became a national story. We all went, yeah, he's great, and now we all acknowledge it.
Right.
Give my audience a sense of what he is like when we don't see him on the court. What makes him special?
Well, I think what makes him special is he makes himself better and he makes everybody else better around him. That's what makes him really special. And I mean, I know he was an amazing player, but I didn't know what kind of person he was before I get to Portland. But once I get to Portland, I'm like, that's why this organization is so professional and amazing, because it starts with him. And because just how he treats players. I mean, his teammates, I remember in the locker room, everybody has so much confidence because of him. And everybody feels so comfortable just playing with Dame because he's actually a very nice guy.
Yeah. They always say you're as good as your star in the NBA.
Yes.
He'll set the tone for the locker room. If your star's a good dude, sharing, caring, and a hard worker, everybody else feels they have to work equally hard.
Yeah, that's exactly who he is, man.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about Kevin Durant. So you played, and we all change in life.
Right.
Young Kevin Durant didn't have 2 titles.
Right.
Young Kevin Durant isn't the Kevin Durant now. He has changed. He's evolved. He's still a little needy for me. I don't think he should go to New York. That's my takeaway. You played in New York.
Yep.
You know James Dolan. You know the dysfunction.
Right.
Do you think he goes to New York, and how does it work if he does?
But if I was him, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love New York. I love the Knicks. I love the fans, MSG, and everything is cool. But I think I see him going to Brooklyn with Kyrie. Because, I mean, I know KD, and I know his personality and everything. The media might be a little harsh on him with New York. Because if you're KD, if you're going to the Knicks, if you're not winning, they're going to blame you. But I feel like I see him going to Brooklyn. I wish he went to Knicks. I wish he go to Knicks. But I think I see him going to Brooklyn.
Do you think he could play well? I mean, why do you think he would give up all that money? Like, is he unhappy in Golden State?
I would never say he's unhappy. Obviously, he would just want the title and everything. But I think all that injury stuff and everything, I think he's kind of a little mad at the Warriors. And I think Brooklyn will be a good fit for him.
We talk about money on the table, so I want you to talk as a professional athlete. If Kawhi is my son or my client, I could never say, give up $50 million. Yeah. I could never tell a professional because I know the billionaire guy up top, he's not giving money back.
Yep.
Every penny. In fact, I think the billionaires at the top of these leagues love it when players feel loyalty and they got to get titles, and the owner's like, yes, I'll save more money. Could you give up $50 million guaranteed?
Well, if I was in their shoes, and if I'm that caliber of a player, I'm gonna make that money of endorsements. So yes, if I am trying to win, I will give up that much money to go to a team where I can play and be happy and play basketball that I love. But because I know, if my team do good, I'm going to make that money from an endorsement. So
winning's most important to you?
To me, yes, winning is more important.
When you're on a losing basketball team, is it a miserable life even though your paychecks are big?
No idea, man.
Tell me.
I mean, I had a stretch with the Knicks with a whole month. We only got 1 win. And I remember I was seeing everybody, my teammates' face in the locker room. It was just, that everybody worked so hard in their life for basketball. We were just not having fun. The basketball that you love doing your job, you're just not becoming fun anymore. You just don't even want to go to practice because you lose in every game. it was just so frustrating, and it was just so bad. But I think everything's so with winning. Once I get to Portland, man, I was like, my life changed. I was just a different person, not a player. I was a different.
You're happier.
Person. Happier, yes.
So didn't you do a fasting during the playoffs?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so I got to ask about this. So you didn't eat anything
or drink anything.
Okay, for how long?
Especially because we were in Portland, it was 17 hours.
Okay, so was there a game that day?
Yes, it was. Especially it was in Denver too.
Now, was this religious?
Yes.
Okay, so
it was the month of Ramadan.
Okay, so your month of Ramadan. So you went 17 hours, nothing, no water?
No water, no drinking.
How, as a professional athlete, did you do that?
So I do it once or twice a week during the season. So my body's used to doing it. And the fact that I just wanted to go out there and show the whole world that game of basketball is mental over physical. So if you put your mind on it, then you can do it. Just because I just wanted to show the whole world, my mind was so sharp, and I was like, there's no way I can go out there and play bad because they're going to blame the Ramadan. And I just went out there, man, just pay attention to little details, and then
no water.
I remember actually, so we were in the water break. This water guy just kept giving me water. I'm like, I'm good, because he didn't know I was fasting. And then after a sudden, why don't you drink water? I was like, hey, I'm fasting. I was like, man, I'm sorry. And I remember my teammates were drinking waters and Gatorades right next to me. I'm like, man, that looks good. But you know what? I was like, I was looking at the time. I'm like, I was keep asking the trainer. I was like, how many hours left? It was like 2 hours left, 1 hour left. I was like, okay, you can break your fast during the halftime. So I was just eating some like peanut butter and jelly sandwich, some bananas. And it was fine.
Good for you. Mental strength. Okay. So I heard a terrible thing. I love Zion Williamson.
Okay.
He can pass. He's big. He's strong. I think he's got a magnetism.
Okay.
You think he's overrated? Just say it. You can say it.
Okay. I kind of feel like he's overhyped. I feel like he's Julius Randle with hops.
He's Julius Randle with
that's how I believe.
By the way, you're not the first person who said that.
Yes. Oh, well, some players are even like scared to say it, but you know me. I'm not scared to say anything.
So Julius Randle, but more vertical.
Well, yes. There you go. That's exactly
how would you defend him?
Oh, well, I would just defend. I would just let him shoot. But if he develop his shot, he's definitely could become a Hall of Famer. But I mean, it's all in his hand. He just needs to put the work in and just go out there and just to show the whole world.
It's interesting. You played Denver and beat them. Yes. Denver was really young.
Very.
Toronto won the final. They were really old. Mm-hmm. I think there's incredible value to players 29, 30, 31 in this league.
Right.
I think it's a man's league. In fact, I'm a big believer that college kids should stay in college for 2 years for mental growth, physical growth. A lot of these guys come in after 1 year, they fall apart physically. They're dealing with you, and you're 35 pounds heavier and stronger than a college center. So when you look at all these veterans and you watch the draft, how do veterans like you've been in the NBA now, it'll be your 9th year. Mm-hmm. How do you look at rookies?
Oh, man.
Just to abuse them on the floor?
Yes. We cannot wait for him to come to the league. And just because of they hype him so much and they this and that, and they're a rookie, they are already saying, oh, he's going to become a Hall of Famer. He hasn't played a minute in NBA court yet. So they were just hyping him so much. I feel like us veterans just cannot wait for him to just go out there and play against them. And whenever we play against them, I was like, okay, welcome to the man's league. I love what Kobe Bryant said is NBA, no boys allowed. So I love that comment. I'm like, every time I go out there, I'm like, it's a man's league, man. So just go out there and just show the welcome to the league.
Oh, by the way, I couldn't have you on if I didn't ask about Westbrook. Okay. I'm very critical of Westbrook.
I already know that from last year.
I'm not. I don't hate him. I think he's overhyped. I think he's hard to play with. I think there's a certain rigidity to him that makes it difficult. He's had the last couple years, the playoffs have been ugly. If I said to you tomorrow, you could play with Durant again or Westbrook, who did you enjoy playing with more?
I ask that question almost. I get that question almost every week.
Really?
Oh yeah, every week from somebody. The kids ask me about the basketball camps, or just some media guy ask me this and that. I will pick Westbrook any day.
Really?
I just have so much fun playing with him, and people keep saying like, I know you just, you don't like him as much, but he is actually not hard to play with, man. Like literally, and whenever you're in his team, it's just. You cannot take any position, not games, any position off. Every time like you're out there, he just fires you up, gets you ready for the game. Durant, don't get me wrong, he's one of the best in the whole world, but I'll definitely pick Westbrook.
Cannot believe that. By the way, you're wearing a Herd shirt. Can we see this? Look at the loyalty to the brand.
There's a loyalty.
And isn't that amazing? I heard you have a present for me.
Yes, I do. I know you're a Blazers fan.
I covered them for 6.5 years.
Yeah.
And I've always been called a zero, so you got me a 00.
Doubles, yep, there you go.
Thank you very much.
No problem, my man.
You are the best.
There you go.
Enes Kanter, good seeing you, buddy.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Enjoy. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.